Welcome. Today I'm going to unbox Star Trek Deep Space Nine fluxx. I just got it today, so let's see what cards are in this fluxx game. Little catalog for other games that Looney Labs makes. Here's the how to play instructions. Similar to the other ones, obviously. And, which is nice, they don't make it so you have to take off any plastic, which is nice. Alright, so let's see what we got. Well, trash something, I'm used to that one. I've never had this one, though, this type of action. What do you want? Huh. I have never seen that one, for sure. Nature Fluxx does not have this card, but it does have trash something. So there's definitely some new actions involved with, but then, while some things are new, some things are not. This one is not. This one's also in Nature Fluxx as well. So, let's go through. Oh, here we have the goals. So, Trials and Tribulations. You need the Defiant and the Orb to do that. So if you guys ever saw, there was an episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine where they actually went back in time and even saw Kirk. So that was a really cool episode. To the Gamma Quadrant, Shapeshifters, Terok Nor, that's what they used to call Deep Space Nine when the Cardassians controlled it. Here's some more Cardassians. Ron's Darker Than Death or Night. Memories of Curzon Dax. Rentals are available. Quark plus the Holosuite. So that's one of the goals. Chief of Station Security, DS9 plus Odo. Oh, the episode where Worf and Jadzia got married. Episode called You Are Cordially Invited. So you need Worf and Jadzia Dax for that goal. So, yeah, a lot of the goals are based on episodes that were actually in, actually in the series. Not every episode, mind you, but a lot of the really good ones, I guess. More or less, anyways. Profit Motive, the Orb plus Quark. There was an episode where the wormhole aliens affected the Grand Nagus and turned him into basically a Ferengi who gives away everything. And that would have just, destroyed their homeworld. It would have just brought it down. So Quark had no choice but to go to the wormhole aliens and tell them to turn him back. So that was an interesting episode. So yeah, all the different types of goals, and Garrick, he's a tailor, so here's one of the goals to complete. Getting DS9 plus Garrick. So, lunch at the Replomat, which, that's where Garrick and Julian Bashir would always have lunch together. They would have lunch together once a week, I think, at the Replomat. So that's a goal. Yeah, and then of course we know that Chief O'Brien and Julian Bashir were always on the holodeck. So having the Holosuite plus O'Brien plus Bashir is a goal. The way of the Ferengi. And then, of course, Captain Worf, Commander Worf joined in Season 4 and became a captain. So that's cool. And then here we go, have the Dominion again, where you need any of these two, which is the Founders, Weyoun, or the Jem'Hadar. And Weyoun was, like, the most prominent of all of the Vorta. Oh, can't have Morn without Quark's bar. He was always in Quark's bar. So, obviously, the goals are awesome. I love these goals. Lots of goals. There was an episode called Little Green Men, where they went back in time, and Quark, Nog, and Rom accidentally went back in time on Earth. So that was an awesome episode, too. And the Emissary, Station Commander. So, Lots of good, awesome goals. Now, here's an episode. Jake Sisko plus Benjamin Sisko, the Visitor. This was one of the saddest episodes in all of Deep Space Nine. I cry every time I watch The Visitor. Every time. It just makes me cry. It's the only one that makes me cry, but it makes me cry every time. So those are, I think, all of the goals and actions. Now, we got some other stuff in here as well. Other cards. Looks like we have some sort of mission card. That's definitely new. And then here's the basic rules of fluxx. That always starts off with the game of that. So I'll probably do a how to play video even for this one. But looks like there's new types of goals. There's the rule of acquisition. That's a goal. I mean, that's a rule that you can add. Sorry, not goal, rule. So that's cool. I like that. Adding the rule of acquisition as a rule. That's pretty cool. So this is definitely very thematic with Star Trek Deep Space Nine, for sure. So for anyone who's watched Star Trek Deep Space Nine, I think they'll have fun playing this because of that reason. But if they like fluxx, they're also going to love this game too. So here's one of our keepers, Benjamin Sisko. And then we have the Wormhole, and Jadzia Dax, and Odo, and Julian Bashir, and Kira Nerys, and one of my favorites, of course, Miles O'Brien, and Worf, and another one of my favorites, Quark. And I never liked her that much, but we have Win Adami. And then another one of my favorites, even though he was sort of the bad guy, Wayoon. And then no one ever liked him, Gul Dukat. And then another one of my favorites, Elam Garrick. And then we got the Holosuite. We got Morn. And then we got the USS Defiant. And then we've got the Orb. And here's Jake Sisko as a keeper. And the Runabout. And here's Nog, First Ferengi and Starfleet, which is another awesome one. Another one of my favorites. Gold Press Latinum, a Transporter, and then we have got Rom. And then the rest are creepers. And so the Jem'Hadar is a creeper. So that's interesting. Huh. And the Founders are creepers. And there's even a Malfunction that's a creeper too. And then these are new. Surprise. That was not in Nature Fluxx. Surprise was not in Nature Fluxx. So I'll have to learn about the new cards for sure, because these surprise cards were also not in Nature Fluxx. And then the other two actions that got mixed up that were in this pile. And that's all of the cards, pretty much, that are in this game. So we'll do a how to play video of this game at some point soon, because I love Deep Space Nine, and I love the Fluxx games. All of the Fluxx games I've played thus far, I've really enjoyed. And so I think this one may even be my most favorite Fluxx, because Star Trek Deep Space Nine is my most favorite show. Most favorite Star Trek, at least, for sure. So that's why I got this one over the other Star Trek Fluxx. There's Next Generation and the original Star Trek Fluxx as well. But I got this one over those two because I like this one more. Because I like Deep Space Nine a whole lot more. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching this unboxing video of Star Trek Deep Space Nine Fluxx. I hope you guys enjoyed it, as I certainly enjoyed showing you guys what was in this box. See you guys again soon.